Civic Complex for another night of Birmingham Bulls hockey. Due to the snowstorm we had last night, if you want to call it that, the game between Birmingham and Evansville was postponed. It'll be made up at a later date. The icy road conditions did make it impossible for workers to make it to the arena, which was the main cause of the postponement. But nonetheless, we're back here tonight. The past two seasons, the Birmingham Bulls have seen the SPHL Finals and won a regular season championship. Things have not gone according to the plan so far this season. Birmingham has dropped 9 of the last 14 games and have only won 5 since Thanksgiving. The Bulls have only scored more than 3 goals once since November 29. Translation, the Bulls are going through some hard times with a half a season to go. Leading goal scorer Carson Rose hasn't played in 3 weeks. McGregor Sinclair is still in the ECHL. Michael Gillespie and Tobias Ojic are on the IR, and the college hockey season isn't over until March. So finding replacements for the call-ups and the injuries are difficult at best. There's plenty of time left, but it's now time to turn the corner and get going in the right direction. But good news, the Bulls signed center Tyler Penner today and have Trevor Thurston back in the lineup from the ECHL. Alex LaPlante was made to make room, and Carson, the Bulls' leading goal scorer, is back in the lineup tonight coming off a lower body injury. Kip Ledzianko, playing in Kalamazoo in the ECHL, is expected back, but not for tonight's game. He'll be back in the lineup tomorrow in Knoxville. Another good bit of good news. Evansville has lost 3 of their last 4 and dropped 2 of 3 versus Birmingham this season. Greg Dreveny is back from Austria, all-star coaching team, and we'll get all the updates on that in a minute. Greg, I really did miss you last week. Frank Beaton sat in one night for you, but it's just not the same without you here. There's a little bit of good banter you have going back, so it's good to have you back. But let me ask you this, how are we going to get this Bulls team pointed in the right direction?
Well, Jody, it's one of those things where you hit on it, where you talked about LaPlante, and he was one of those guys that you bring in and, you know, looking to see what can he do. You know, he's got some numbers behind him, and he came in. He just didn't bring the mustard that we were looking for. So he's out, and we come back. Thurston coming back from the coast. That's a big upgrade on defense. That'll definitely help us out. And now you're looking at a situation, bringing in Tyler Penner, unbelievable addition for the Bulls. That will definitely help bolster. You talked about how many times in the last X number of games, you know, 3 is kind of their margin as far as goals for. Penner's definitely good for a point a game. He's got that leadership where he was the captain of the East Coast team that he was in before. And you know what? That's what the Bulls are looking for, especially when you got a guy like Gillespie out of the lineup for the long term. And, you know, we'll see what happens tonight.
Well, I never had a chance to see Tyler Penner play here in Birmingham while I was here. But to go from here to the East Coast Hockey League to Utah, where he was a stalwart in their lineup for 3 years and become team captain there, that's a heck of an addition to have in the Birmingham lineup.
Oh, it definitely is. And, you know, the other thing it does too, Jody, is it gets those guys that, as you're looking at coming into tonight's game where you have Ledzianko coming back, you know what that means? That there's guys in the lineup tonight in the forwards, and there's going to be decisions that are made because there's only so many roster spots. So Ledzianko on his way back. Hopefully we'll have him back for tomorrow night's game. I believe it's in Knoxville.
Right.
That will be a big addition to have back. And now you're starting to put together something that looks like you're working off the core. You found your core guys, and you just got to keep adding those pieces until you find exactly the recipe that you're looking for.
Well, tonight is Star Wars night here at the Pelham Civic Complex, and the bane of my existence, we have another specialty jersey night. And I know listening and watching right now, David Kuntz, an integral part of the Birmingham Bulls organization, went through a little medical procedure, so he's at home watching. He has a lot to do with those kind of things too. So David, I know you're listening and watching. How about we cut down a little bit on this next year, these jerseys? I did have a chance to see the specialty jerseys we're going to have, and for Star Wars fans, it looks great, I guess. It's fun. But for, you know, old school hockey guys like me, it just makes me shake my head. It's just difficult to see up here. Agreed or disagree?
Agreed. And, you know, everybody's got their lightsabers flashing, yeah. Jody. Looks unbelievable in here. Sold out crowd. And I think that this is going to be a big night because in the standings, it is definitely a big night because Evansville comes into this one. They're sitting in 8th place, and the Bulls are sitting in 7th. So you talk about when do you take that foothold of sliding. You dig that foot in, you dig your heels in, you say no more, and you start making the climb back up. And I think that's what we're going to see here tonight.
You know, even though Birmingham has won 2 of 3 this year against Evansville, this is a tough team that we always are lined up against. They match up well against Birmingham. They're big, they're strong, they're tough, and they go after you immediately physically. Exactly what does Birmingham need to do to at least show this team that, okay, we're not going to be pushed around tonight. It's going to be a different hockey game than the last time which Evansville won?
Oh, I think you've got to go back to that first game against Peoria a couple weeks ago, Jody, where they came in here and their game plan was just come in and destroy. It was like battleship. You know, every shift in, shift out, between the whistles, after the whistles. You know, and the Bulls, for the first time as a unit, stood up and said, not tonight, fellas. And they gave it back to Peoria. They came back, and then once Peoria started taking penalties, then the Bulls hurt them on the scoreboard, and that was the biggest key thing. You got to come out, you got to stand up for yourself, and then use your speed, agility, and your skill to beat them on the scoreboard.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, playing of the national anthem, Jody Chinesky here along with Greg Drevany. Stay with us, everyone. Bulls in Evansville coming up.
Yell at a tool? Nobody bats an eye. But talk nicely to your tools, and everyone thinks you're strange. Weird, right? But here's what I know. Great heating techs treat their tools and your equipment with a level of care that borders on talking nicely to it. When you rely on something, you want it to work. And if you want it to work, you treat it as nicely as you can. It's why fall furnace tune-ups are a really smart idea. You're going to rely on that heating system all winter, and you don't want it to fail you when it's freezing cold out. So treat it nicely now, and it'll work when you need it. Problem is, most heating companies in Birmingham don't do the deep cleaning and maintenance you'd assume comes with a tune-up. Just a drive-by inspection, followed by a sales pitch. That bubbified behavior is what I started
at the professional tailgaters, game day grillers, and potluck pros. Whether you bake it, smoke it, stack it, or melt it, there's nothing more important than how you cook up your team spirit while serving it with an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or Coke Light. We may not all agree on the best game day food, but when you serve your meals with a Coke, you know you've got yourself a winner. Enjoy an ice-cold Coca-Cola at the Birmingham Bulls game. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling.
Jody Chinesky and Greg Drevany back here at the Pelham Civic Complex. Starting lineups being announced now. And Greg, it looks to me like this crowd, after sitting at home for 2 straight days, was begging for something to do. I don't blame them. A lot of tickets were sold today at the door, I was told. So that tells me Birmingham, at least our fans, were ready to come do something besides sit and look at snow on the ground.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody. You're into the new year. 2025 is under your belt. Football's getting kind of wrapped up there with the college football season, you know, and the playoffs are kind of coming to a close. Not so many games to watch. And I'll tell you what, for a weekend, last night was a snowstorm, everybody's shut in, and then you kind of get that urge to get out, let's get out and do something. And a lot of people made a great choice today coming out to watch some Bulls hockey, Star Wars night, lightsabers everywhere, and I think this is going to be a good one.
You know, you're from Canada, as my dad was. Do you find it difficult to say 2 to 3 inches with a snowstorm?
Well, Jody, it's like this. Getting back in, we flew in last night. We got into Charlotte about 2 o'clock yesterday, and we came out, and when we were in Charlotte, the snowflakes were about as big as a quarter, and they started to fall, and I just drove all the way through. Nice slow going because it's not so much.
Wait a minute. You drove from Charlotte instead of flying back into Birmingham?
Yeah, we drove to Charlotte, flew out, flew into Munich, and then on the way back, got into Charlotte last night, and just observed everybody driving off the road into the ditches.
All right, we'll pause real quick for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at chest gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, in the home of the brave.
All right, starting lineups first for the visiting Evansville Thunderbolts. Defensively, they'll go with Joey Prokopic along with Grayson Valin. Up front, Scotty Curtin, Brendan Harrogate, and Matt Dorsey. For the Birmingham Bulls defensively, Taylor Brierly along with the returning Trevor Thornton, or Thurston that is. Up front, Tyler Penner, Phil Ledzianko, and Colton Olenek. For the Evansville Thunderbolts, Ty Taylor will get the nod in net. Austin Lotz for the Birmingham Bulls.
And that was one thing we talked about earlier, Jody, with Ty Taylor. Looking at his goals against average, 229 goals against average and a 930 save percentage. And to have the record that that kid has, you know, we find that unbelievable. So they must be losing a lot of 2-1 games, low-scoring games, or they're just getting outshot. But, I mean, those are crazy numbers for a goaltender to have.
Austin Lotz in goal for Birmingham tonight. The goals against a 3.03, 908 save percentage. Keith Grooms, the referee. Dan Lulianello and William O'Malley, the linesman. And we're underway here at the Pelham Civic Complex, Birmingham. Off the stick of Brierly, down all on the play is Ledzianko, slow to get up. He was whacked on the hand. It looks like he took a slash. He's coming to the bench immediately. Puck in the Evansville zone, controlled by the Thunderbolts. Higgins comes on in place of Ledzianko. Played behind the net. Thurston has it. First game back from the East Coast Hockey League, ahead for McTavish. He tries to tip it past McElhain. He can't, and it's brought into the Bull zone. McTavish sends it far side. Ahead, played behind the net of Taylor. Anthony Hora picks it up first for Harrogate, and they'll try and clear and do through center ice. Scotty Curtin just sends one in. Line change for Evansville. Played behind by Dorsey. Far side, Birmingham will try and get it to Rose. Just off the mark, he'll go get it first. Carson Rose in his first game back in 3 weeks. Has a stick held and thrown down. No call, puck loose, picked up by Evansville, and they'll skate away. Gilmore tried to get around Dorsey. He couldn't. Nice play by Dorsey standing up. Gilmore, there's a shot taken, save made by Lotz. As that one from the top of the circle found the mark, but Lotz held on.
Great job there by Lotz coming out, Jody. He got off that paint coming from his goal line, goalpost, got up top, made that save, hit him in the shoulder, rolled down his shoulder, and actually caught it in his blocker. And that's why you kind of saw him hold his ground there, hold that puck tight, because you do not definitely want to give up a rebound with Evansville crashing the crease.
Face-off in the Birmingham zone to the right of Austin Lotz. Matt Hobbs, the former Bull, on the draw for Evansville, controls. Played back. Now here we go. Right off the mark. Looks like Kyler Matthews is going along with Bronson Adams. This is going to be a heavyweight fight. Bronson Adams can throw him. There's a big right by Matthews. Now uppercut by Bronson Adams. There's a connecting by Matthews. Right at the right. Thrown by Bronson Adams. Now left. Matthews with an uppercut. I'm not sure how many have connected, but they are throwing him. Now Matthews throws Bronson Adams down to the ice. And they'll tap each other. Bronson Adams happy, as is Kyler Matthews. And I told you before the game, within 10 minutes you're going to see that. I didn't think it would be within a minute and a half, though, of the opening face-off.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, where you talked about digging in your heels and stopping in that slide. Somebody's got to do something different. And that's exactly what Matthews had in mind. He's looking to get something going here for the Bulls and rally up his team to get going in this one.
Big crowd likes that. This is Birmingham. We like the rough stuff here. So that will stir up the crowd, no doubt. Looks like both will get just 5 for fighting, so we won't have any manpower advantage for either team. We'll try this again. Face off to the right of Austin Lights. Off the draw, Glover controls, and Brierly will take it. A hit for Rose, who banks it into center ice. Kozarev had it, lost it. That's played far side. McElhaney chipped it ahead. Loose puck picked up by the Bulls. Here comes Carson Rose with Kozarev. Rose with a shot, just whistled wide. Brierly takes the rebound, sends it far side. Anthony Hora catches up with it. Kozarev will take it away. He's tied up on the play by McElhaney. Puck still tied up under. Now it comes free. A centering pass blocked by Anthony Hora. Banks one off the boards. There's a shot taken from the point, gloved by Ty Taylor. As Thurston took that wrister, Taylor saw it the whole way, and he'll hold it.
Well, Jody, I'll tell you this. Welcome back, Carson Rose. That's all I can say. Talk about a great first shift for Carson coming out tonight. Just so smooth and so quick, and he's just so dynamic out there on the ice. He's down low, up high through the neutral zone, getting the puck deep, and he's got a shot. Let's call it a cannon.
Phil Edzianko will take the draw for Birmingham. He's out with Tyler Penner and Colton Olney. Ledzianko was only managed to skate 10 seconds with Penner the first time in Olney. We'll see if he can stay a little longer this time. Dorsey on the draw for Evansville, loses it. Birmingham controls. Jamie Dorsey with the puck. Banks one off the back end, and it comes right out in front. Controlled, though, and cleared by Evansville. Harrogate sends a shot in. Stick save made by Lotz, and he covers it for the faceoff. Now Harrogate goes into the corner with Dorsey. And now Matt Dorsey of Evansville tangled up in the near corner. Jamie Dorsey of Birmingham and Harrogate looks like they're going to separate. They're just mouthing. But this game gets off to an auspicious start, Greg.
Well, hey, that's exactly what we're looking for, Jody. Come out, we're looking for old-time hockey, and that's what we're getting, a big dose of it here tonight. Right off the hop, Harrogate in there with Dorsey, and then behind the play, it was the other Dorsey. And who is that for the Bulls?
If I'm not, it's going to be difficult keeping the two Dorseys apart tonight. Right. Matt Dorsey, number 19 for Evansville. Jamie Dorsey for Birmingham. 44. One's a defenseman, and Matt Dorsey for Evansville's up front. Off the draw, controlled by Birmingham. Ryan Romeo sends it far side for Penner. Nice backhand pass ahead for Ledzianko. Olney takes the shot, blocked by the defense of Evansville. He gets the puck right back, though. Circles through the slot. Olney plays it off to the side. There's a shot save made, and it bounces into the netting out of play. So a faceoff comes up in the Evansville zone.
Good job by Taylor. You had to be patient on that one, Jody. Moving the puck. The D threw it down to the side. Little bad angle shot, but being a left-handed shot, that opens a lot more of the net front. Hits Taylor up on that top right-hand shoulder and up into the netting.
Vesalainen on the draw opposite McTavish for Birmingham, controlled by the Bulls. Brierly with it. He takes a shot just deflected wide. Puck bounces out far boards. Evansville tries to clear but can't. Now McElhaney with the puck. He taps one near side. Play right back behind the net. McTavish for Birmingham going in after it with Wagner. Played by Weber around the near side. Birmingham doing a good job taking control of the puck in the zone. We just can't get control of it for a shot. There's a centering pass. Brierly shot save made by Taylor. Matt Clark picks the puck up for Birmingham. Back at the point, Birmingham with an odd line change. A shot taken. Taylor with the save. Greg, Birmingham had control of the puck in the Evansville zone, but only two players. The line changed when we were down 2-on-5, basically. You don't see that every day, every game.
You don't, but that's kind of where Carson Rose coming into the middle was looking. He's like, well, what do I do with it here? And he made the smart play, and he just threw it on net so that Taylor had to gobble it up to force the face-off.
Dorsey with the puck. Tried to set it up for Kozarev. He lost it, and back comes Anthony Hora for Evansville. Dorsey back for Birmingham. There's a centering pass, gets away from everyone. Nice play defensively. It's loose, though, along the near boards. Hora has it. He lost the puck, but it's loose and picked up by Miles Abbott. Kozarev takes the puck away from him, and Birmingham will try and get the puck out. Abbott plays it in front. There's a shot by Vandermeer, and he scores.
Rebound.
Austin Lotz made the initial save off the centering pass, and Vandermeer got his own rebound and put it in, and 3 minutes, 50 seconds into this game, Evansville takes a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that first shot looked harmless enough coming in. Vandermeer just cut in on that left side, cut to the middle, put a low one on Lotz. It hit him. That rebound came out, and he was right there at the net front, pulled it, and then just slid it 5-hole on Lotzy.
Birmingham had trouble getting it out of their zone. They banked one around the boards, but Evansville stepped in, centered the pass to Vandermeer, and it's 1-0 Thunderbolts. An offside is called on Birmingham. Here's the call of the goal.
The assist, number 21, Miles Abbott, and number 17, Matthew Hobbs. Goal scored at 3:50.
Abbott and Hobbs on the assist, and Evansville takes a 1-0 lead. Evansville, when scoring first, has a 9-5 record, so nothing to scream about here yet. It's just 1-0 as the puck is played in the Evansville zone. Birmingham keeps it alive. Phil Edzianko has it. Taken away from him, though, by Matt Dorsey. Tries to get it out. They'll send it back to McElhaney and try again. Loose puck picked up by Ledzianko. Has Olnick with him. He'll curl back. He didn't like what he saw. Nice feed for Penner. Through the slot, he lost his edge.
Yep.
He was taken down, and a tripping will be called on Evansville as Penner took the pass from Ledzianko, and we talked about that. Ledzianko is going to be feeding Penner as much as he can.
And McElhaney coming across. This is Penner was cut through the slot there, Jody. Just got his stick up underneath the skate of Penner. And that was good enough for a 2-minute tripping call.
Birmingham has the top power play unit in the league. 23 goals for, success rate 28% of the time. Conversely, Evansville about middle of the pack in penalty kill. They're killing 80% of all power plays against. But trailing 1-0, it'd be nice to convert on this one. Puck loose off after the draw. Kozarev fighting for it, sends one in front, knocked away, loose, picked up by Evansville, and they'll clear.
Yeah, you talked about converting, Jody, especially when the Bulls came out and had such a onslaught for that first 3.5 minutes.
Now drop back pass, here comes Rose. He'll bring it in. 3 Evansville players back. His poke checked away from him easily and sent the length of the ice. Taylor Brierly will pick it up for Birmingham. We'll try it again. Brierly drops it back for Rose. Kozarev. Glover had his stick break on him, and Birmingham loses possession. Now Ledzianko, Olnick, Wilson, and McTavish out for Birmingham with a minute to go on this power play. Brierly steps out. Sends it ahead for Phil Edzianko, who gets away from Wagner. Centers a pass. There's McTavish. That may have been deflected wide. Now off the boards, Romeo sends it far side. Down low. Olnick cruising in the slot. There's a shot blocked by the defensive Evansville. Romeo picks the loose puck up. 40 seconds remaining on the power play. Romeo back for Wilson. Ledzianko down low. McTavish save made by Taylor, as McTavish just basically shot it right into the mitt of Ty Taylor. And with 33 seconds left on the Bulls power play, we'll have our first media timeout of this game. Greg, we started out a minute and a half into this game with a fight, and then a couple of scrums after that. Birmingham was really skating well. 8 shots on goal for Birmingham to 4 for Evansville. However, Birmingham trailing 1-0.
Well, one of those things, Jody, where coming in, I like the aggressiveness that the Bulls had right off the hop. They were sending 3 guys down low into the corner, The D were coming down into the high slot, looking to be that fourth attacker in. They had some really good opportunities. Taylor's been playing well for Evansville so far, but I think the Bulls just need to stand tall with the course, hang on to what they're doing, and keep pushing their way up the mountain here, because they don't want to change anything right now. Maybe in the defensive zone, a little bit more aggressive. Just play clear the blue line hockey, keep it safe. But I think from the red line over into the Evansville zone, they're doing what they need to do.
Olnick on the draw for Birmingham. Matt Hobbs for Evansville. Another stick breaks for Birmingham, as Olnick have to skate to the bench to get another. Now a stick gets up on Vanden Maraker.
Wow.
Off Ledzianko, and his penalties coming up. Phil's going to the penalty box for a high stick. He got him, Greg.
Yeah, he did, and it's one of those things. The puck was down there at his feet, Jody, and he went to backhand it, and then Vanden Maraker put his face down to look for the puck, and oddly enough.
Well, Ledzianko was just trying to gain control of the puck and send it back, but his stick got up, and you are responsible for your stick no matter what. No qualm with that call. That'll kill the power play for Birmingham with only 22 seconds of penalty time remaining on McElhaney's minor for tripping. So unless something else is called, Evansville will go on a power play for 1 minute 38 seconds.
One of those ones where, did his stick get up or did his face get down? But nonetheless, it's a penalty.
All right, face off to the left of Austin Lotz. Controlled by the Bulls. Romeo taps it behind. And at 4-on-4 hockey for another 15 seconds. Glover takes it for Birmingham. Drops it back for Romeo. Pass through center ice, Bulls have it. Kozarev has Dorsey with him, but he drops it for Glover out of his reach, and Hobbs picks it up for Evansville. Evansville on the power play as McElhaney is out of the box. 1 minute and 30 to go of power play time for Evansville.
Yeah, that's tough on 4-on-4. Kozarev cut to the middle. That's got to be a shot on goal there, I think, Jody.
Anthony Orr drops it back. Matt Dorsey ahead for Scotty Curtin, and Harrogate will send it deep. Played by Brierly. Off his stick, tied up in the corner. Thurston fighting for it, along with Curtin. Puck comes free to the near boards. Harrogate tries to backhand it, can't do it past Brierly. Loose puck picked up by Hobbs. Bottom of the circle, Hobbs played by Brierly, gives it to Curtin. Out in front, Dorsey was there, couldn't get the shot off. Now Anthony Hora has it. Just inside the blue line, just sends it in front and scores. Deflected right in front by Matt Hobbs. And a power play goal for Evansville results in a 2-0 Thunderbolt lead. Wow.
And that's one of those things, Jody, where when you've got somebody, especially Matt Hobbs, in front of your net on the power play, as a defenseman, you've got to clear that guy out from the front. You've got to box him out so Lotz could see that coming in. But I think that might have been a set play because the shot from the point wasn't even really going to be on net. But right in that sweet spot where Hobbs is a right-hand shot, and he deflected it in almost right around Austin Lotz, right into the net.
All right, 12:37 to go. Evansville up 2-0. I did not expect that. Tipped into the Bulls zone. No icing, played by Birmingham. Around the boards, tied up there. Clark had it in front. Contessa with a shot. He's taken down. The puck never made it through the Lotz, and Birmingham just clears to take the pressure off. Evansville has came out to play hockey, at least at this point of the game. Drop pass off the stick of Gilmore, deflected away. Birmingham skates. Phil Ledzianko tries to get past Adams. In front of deflection. Goes behind the net. And Evansville will go through center ice. Tips it back into the Bulls zone. Phil Ledzianko gets it past. And Birmingham lifts it near side. Pinner will give chase. Line change for the Bulls. Hobbs takes Pinner out of the play. Gilmore. Near side Contessa. And Bronson Adams will clear to center ice. Tyler Pinner, nice pass to Olnick. Takes the shot, deflected wide. Behind the goal line, Bronson Adams plays it far side for Wagner. Takes the hit, but controlled by Evansville. That's Abbott. Lotz will play it himself near side. Rose tips it for Kozarev. Gets around one. Kozarev slides it over for Carson Rose, and a late offside call as Rose was all the way into the circle before that whistle blew. Nonetheless, we'll come back outside the blue line and have a face-off.
Well, I think Rose knew with that little dipsy-do on the near side boards here, Jody. Rose knew he was offside by 3 feet, and it was almost one of those ones he was so far offside the ref didn't really know what to do with it.
Glover and Dorsey on the draw. Controlled by Evansville. Hora plays it off the boards into the Bull zone where Trevor Thurston will pick it up. He'll play it near side for Brierly. Birmingham quickly turns it, but not out. Evansville turnover, Carson Rose have it. Brierly cruising in front, looking for a deflection. He couldn't get there in time. Now Scotty Curtin just returned from the East Coast League, takes it, he loses it. And back comes Birmingham. There's a pass over for McTavish. He couldn't control it. Higgins goes in, tries to keep it alive. Centers one for McTavish. He couldn't get a stick on. There's a shot by Clark, whistled high and wide and all the way out of the zone.
That would have been a nice one to have there, Jody. Clark just missed it by inches.
Puck stopped behind the net by Taylor. And 2 quick passes, the puck is out of the zone. Under 10 minutes to go, first period. Evansville with a 2-0 lead on the Birmingham Bulls. There's a drop pass back, taken away by Gilmore. Gilmore gets away from one man, takes the shot. Lotz makes the save. Greg, that pass in their own zone was to nobody, and Gilmore caught up with it really easily and walked right out in front.
Well, right now, that's the difference, Jody. You talked about Evansville and how quick and crisp and clean their breakouts are out of their defensive zone, and they're not doing anything fancy. They're not doing any backhand passes or no misdirection. It's just straight north and south, and, you know, the Bulls are down there. Once again, it was the first goal was the same thing. They just kind of got it out to the top of the circles. Then Evansville pressured them. They keep it in. And same thing down there. Just a lazy backhand pass to nobody. Evansville picks it up, and those are the ones that hurt you.
Well, Birmingham out shooting Evansville 11-7. Birmingham has had their chances, and as you said, came out the first 5 minutes and really took the play to Evansville, but now down 2-0, giving up a power play goal. The crowd's now out of the game, and you can tell the emotion on the Bulls bench has plummeted.
Well, this is what we talked about, Jody. We know that Matthews answered the bell in the first minute and a half, and that's why every time. And I'm looking at 2 guys right now. You know, I know Austin Weber. He's not a big physical presence, but the kid has grit, and pound for pound, I think if he can find somebody little out there his own size, then he might go. And I'm also looking to this Wilson guy. You know, I haven't seen much of him. I know you and Frank saw him the other night, but hey, if you've got the Pims behind your name, this is a time right now where somebody needs to step up and try and get these Finns back into this one.
2 Europeans on the draw here. Ville Vesalainen, the Finn, going up against Phil Edzianko, the Belarusian. Puck dropped, loose underneath both, still being fought for. Tap to Joey Berkopic. Far side, Valent. In front, Lotz was there to stick it aside, or that would have been right out in front. Birmingham can't clear. Lynn had it, lost it. Back into center ice. Picked up by Pinner. Drops it back for Ledzianko. His drop pass shot, deflected wide by Olnick. Now the puck bounces to the post, sent back behind the net by Evansville. Lynn absorbs the hit, but clears the puck out of the Evansville zone, and Vesalainen sends it in deep. Now Romeo goes down on the play. He'll get up quickly. Has the puck in the near corner. Banks one off the boards and out to center ice. Sloppy play by Birmingham right now, Greg.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but the good part about that clear by Romeo, at least it got past the blue line. So I'll take that right now.
Played behind the Bulls net. Hobbs goes in after it with Romeo, poked away from both. Sent back, Hobbs has it. Far side Abbott centers a pass in front for Van der Maracher. Birmingham tips it away. And Rose will bring it in the Evansville zone. Far boards, puts the brakes on. He's tied up though by Anthony Hora. Loose there. Kozarev backhands one around near side. Clark pinching in, keeps it alive. Now Hobbs tries to take Rose out of the play, who's tied the puck up. Puck comes free for Clark, who just lifts one in, gloved easily by Taylor, and he'll drop it for Hora. 8 minutes to go, first period. Evansville 2, Birmingham nothing. Restless crowd. I don't think Evansville cares as that puck sent down, played by the Bulls.
Waved it off.
No icing. Birmingham will try it again. Ledzianko has McTavish with him. In front, McTavish, skate save made by Taylor. McTavish just didn't get all of that shot. He got it, but not enough. McTavish behind the net takes the hit from Valent. Matt Dorsey loses it. Olnick picks it up. Far circle, Olnick sends one off the boards behind the net. There's a loose puck in front, still loose, laying on the goal line. Birmingham couldn't tap it in. It was laying right there. There's a shot, save made by Taylor. The puck bounces free, and that goes out of the crowd. That's got a, I don't know if that's going to be a delay of game or not, but it did escape the glass on the Evansville clear, and I believe they're going to get Evansville on a delay of game penalty. Nonetheless, the puck was just laying right at the goal line.
Well, how many times? Right there again. On the hits the post, comes straight out, and Taylor diving across. But yes, 91.
Scotty Curtin.
Yep. Curtin will go to the box for a defensive clear that did not touch anything.
That's the delay of game in the world of hockey now. There was a time when that wasn't the case.
Right.
But we'll take it. We need something positive to happen here. And when I say positive, I mean we need to put one in the net. That'll get the crowd going, the emotion back on the bench for Birmingham, and put us right back into this hockey game. Birmingham 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. Puck tied up, far boards. Kept alive for the moment by Birmingham. Rose has it. He takes a shot, blocker save. Evansville will clear as the puck gets by Brierly, and Lotz will leave it there for Taylor. Watched by Abbott. Taylor Brierly with the puck. Crosses that center ice stripe. Sends it in deep, takes the hit by Berkopic. Now Kozarev tried to get it to the point, couldn't do it. Now Abbott goes down, he tried to draw the penalty, it didn't work. Glover has his helmet taken off behind the net, and now Abbott does clear the puck down the ice.
And as soon as Glover's helmet comes off, Jody, he has
gotta
no
go.
option except return to the bench.
A minute to go on this power play. Birmingham will try and set it again. Ledzianko takes the hit from Hobbs, still gets it in the zone. Phil tips it back near side. There's a centering pass knocked away by Hobbs, but Ledzianko picks the loose puck up for the Bulls. Back to Romeo. Ryan takes a shot, save made by Taylor. I don't know how he saw it, but he did, and then Evansville will clear it down the ice.
And you just saw it there, just that puck even hopping over lots of stick there, Jody.
Yep.
It's just that fraction of an inch for the Bulls right now that it's just not quite coming together.
That's an offside. Birmingham's going to have to clear the zone with only 20 seconds to go, too, in this power play. They may have a chance for one more shot at it as Matthews sends it in. Stopped by Taylor. Now Anthony Hora takes a big hit over there, but still manages to clear. That's going to do it for the Bulls power play. As Curtin comes back on the ice, Matt Dorsey picks it up for Evansville, and he'll drop it back. And Harrogate tips it. Played by the Bulls. Again, Birmingham having a lot of trouble with their clearing in their own zone to try and transition to offense. Clark with the puck. Ahead off the stick of Olnick. Curtin hit by Ledzianko, loose along the far boards. tied up there. Now Olnick comes in as well. Ledzianko working hard over there, keeping it alive. It'll come back at the point for Romeo. Ryan takes the shot, blocker save again by Taylor, and it's cleared as Curtin sends it down. Romeo stands him up. Lotz plays it himself. There's a centering pass to right out in front of Lotz. Luckily for Birmingham, there was no Evansville player there. Puck in the corner for Kopech, ties up McTavish, so it's sent far side. Thurston, a backhander out in front, intercepted by Evansville, and Contessa drops it off for Vesalainen. He'll bring it into the Bull zone. Tried to get it to Lynn, he couldn't do it, intercepted by Birmingham. We'll try it this way. Higgins drops it. Shot taken, midsection saved by Taylor, and he'll hold on with 3:37 to go here in the first period. Bulls trailing 2-0.
Well, I think that was a better shift all around for transitioning this energy, Jody. And what I'm talking about is about some of those key guys that when they play tough and they play physical, like Romeo right there on that last entrance by Evansville coming in. Romeo stepped up. He stood the guy up. He made body contact. He made something happen, and he just didn't back off. I like that aggressiveness by the Bulls, and I think it's the same thing down there in their zone. When they're aggressive on the pucks, and they put numbers where the puck is in the corners, they have better outcomes of getting the puck back up top to the D, shots on goal. Whereas if the puck's in the corner, you have two guys in the corner, and Evansville sends three. Logical math will tell you, Jody, 3-on-2, chances are the three's coming out with the puck.
Birmingham defensively in their own zone trying to transition to offense. What do we need to do to make that happen, and at least a little more cleanly?
Well, I think one thing you have to do is you have to attack the puck defensively. When you're going back for it, you have to skate as hard backwards as you do forwards. You know what I mean? You can't kind of go back because Evansville's putting pressure on the Bulls deep. I mean, Evansville's doing a good job of forechecking right now.
Hobbs and Glover on the draw in the Evansville zone. Picked up by Evansville, and Abbott skates away. Sends it into the near corner. There's a pass right through the crease. Nobody there. Abbott will pick the loose puck up for Evansville, and he'll send it back for Harrogate. Excuse me, that's Vander Maracher. Shot taken, the far boards loose in front, backhand just wide by Abbott, and Birmingham clears. Good scoring chance there for Evansville, goes wide. McElhaney, there's a pass through everyone, picked up by Hobbs. Romeo on him, so Hobbs sends it down low. Olnick with it, taken down, no call, taken away. Curtin in front, looking for Harrogate, knocked away by Dorsey. Played along the boards. Matt Dorsey for Evansville has it. Gets away from Penner. Dorsey sends it behind the Bulls' net. Curtin in front, wraparound save made by Lotz. Harrogate has the puck for Evansville. Birmingham needs to get the puck out of the zone. Bronson Adam in front, deflected by Curtin, save made. Penner sends it to the far corner. Pressure still applied by Evansville. Matt Dorsey takes the shot. It didn't make it through, blocked in front. Curtin fighting to keep it alive for Evansville. Finally, the puck escapes the Bulls' blue line. Birmingham needs a line change in a hurry. There's a shot taken by Curtin, and Lotz holds on. And Evansville's just taking it to Birmingham at this point.
Well, but that's what I'm talking about, Jody, where you see Curtin to start off that whole last 90 seconds of play in the Birmingham zone. Curtin wasn't in the play. The Bulls defender had the puck, and Curtin slapped and whacked and slapped him until he turned the puck over, and then it turned into trouble for Birmingham. They ended up getting 3 shots off that one play.
Now, if the draw whistle blows, we'll do it again. I don't know what it is about this team, but they always play this way against Birmingham.
They play with intensity.
Yep.
You know, one-on-one, every puck battle, they want to win that.
Off the draw, Contessa takes it away, to your point. Back at the point where it's shot, never made it through, blocked in front by McTavish. Brierly is there for Birmingham. 2 Evansville players on him, takes it away. McTavish tries to bank it past Gilmore. He basically blocks it. Now Olnick tied up by Contessa. Puck still in the Bull zone. Contessa fighting for it, has it. They're just cycling the puck down low when they don't have complete control. Contessa has it. His shot saved, made by Lotz. Behind the net, Brady Lynn had it. Now it's one right out in front for Gilmore. Birmingham deflects it away, and Brierly has it, sends it into the Evansville zone. He'll go in after it. Loose behind the net, picked up by the Bulls. McTavish a shot, easy blocker save made by Taylor. Rose in the corner, fighting for it along with Grayson Valent. Now it's tied up by 4. Rose from his knee sends one far side. Clark has it, takes the shot, blocked. Rebound in front, that was Kozarev, backhand save made. We're down to less than a minute to go in the first period. Puck played far side for Matthews. Tried to set it up for Rose. There's a pass in front for Glover, past everyone. Now Glover goes down, taken away by Berkopik. He'll try and clear, he can't, but the puck comes right to Derek Contessa, who lifts one into the Bull zone. Birmingham needs to regroup in the locker room and find it, because it's gone right now. Now Van der Marakker has the puck taken away by Ledzianko. We're down to 20 seconds to go here in this first period. Tipped into the Evansville zone. Played by Taylor around the far boards. There's a shot by Romeo, blocked by Hobbs, and that may do it for the first period. We're down to 5 seconds as it's played by Taylor behind the net, and that'll do it for the first period of play. Birmingham out shooting Evansville 18-12, trailing after 20 minutes by a score of 2-0.
Well, I don't think the problem is their offensive zone play, Jody. I think it's in that defensive zone that we're seeing that.
Yeah.
But you talk about, and Evansville defensively, they're not doing anything flashy. All they're doing is clearing the blue line. But where they're really making up and doing the damage to the Bulls is those one-on-one puck battles in the Bulls zone. They got to have an answer for that, and they've got to come up with those, because every time there's a 50-50 puck, it's Evansville that comes out with it. And to me, a one-on-one puck battle, especially in your zone, is just like a face-off, Jody. And I know you're big on face-offs, and you talk about who wins the face-offs usually controls the game. And to me, it's the same thing with those one-on-one battles defensively.
Well, it was clear what you're saying. The puck stayed in the Birmingham zone so often simply because the work Evansville was putting in to keep the puck there, taking it away, digging into the corners. The puck was always on the boards, but they'd always slide it right out in front, and that's where their goals came from, deflections in front.
Second effort, third effort, fourth effort sometimes, whereas it's one effort and hope to get it out, and if it doesn't work, then back to the drawing board. But you've got to bring it. You've got to fight, clear that puck. The defensive zone's the most important zone, Jody. Offense will take care of itself, but you got to figure out that situation back there.
All right, we'll take a break for a few seconds here, and come back. We'll hear from head coach Craig Simchuk. Jody Cherniski here along with Greg Dreveny. 2-0 Evansville at the end of one period of play. played. Now we only have one tomorrow night.
I don't know if it does. It really affects too much. We had a pregame skate, and our message was just. We were in a lot of unknown areas, waiting for the city to make the call, the building. So we couldn't really do much. It wasn't in our hands, the decision. So just stay focused and prepare like it's another day, another game day. Coming in, yes, everyone wanted to play. Both teams definitely wanted to play, but today, an extra day of rest never hurt anyone. So I think we try to take advantage of that as much as possible. I know a lot of restaurants were closed around here, a lot of grocery stores. So fortunate enough for us, a lot of guys had food at home and had the capabilities of cooking meals and whatnot. As for Evansville, I think they went to the same restaurant for the last 3 meals straight. So that might be an advantage for us going in today.
Well, before we move on to tonight's game, let's talk about what takes place now. We lose a home game last night. It's got to be made up. Tell us what you know about the scheduling and how it's going to take place, the changes in the scheduling, because 2 games were canceled in Huntsville. Peoria, top 2 teams in the league, in my opinion, coming in. Both their games are canceled. Yet that affects us as well as last night's game between Birmingham and Evansville. Where does Birmingham stand now in the new scheduling?
It's, to my knowledge, it's still up in the air. I think there's a few prototypes or options out there that the league is working on. I know that there's going to be some teams affected, even if their games were still on yesterday. The scheduling, the travel, the distance, the ice, the rink availability, and everything is all factors being put into these decisions. I anticipate possibly having different opponents. I believe our dates will remain the same, our same home games and away games. We just might be going to a different destination, or a different opponent might be coming here. That's as far as I know as of right now.
Tell me how you feel about the different opponents that we might be playing now. If we're playing a team that's above us in the standings, one of the top teams in the league, maybe a team with us, maybe a team below us, how is that going to work out if you wind up having to play one of the top teams in the league, whereas before we were going to be playing Evansville or a Pensacola or a Macon?
I always say, in order to win at this level, you got to beat everyone. So yes, there's different teams you match up well against. Definitely wouldn't want to see a team like Peoria that's can beat you in multiple ways with the size and physicality, but the skill also. I don't think there's a bad team in this league at all. There's any team can win on any night, so to change your opponent really doesn't have much of a factor other than more of the systems and our approach of details in our game plan going in. A few things are going to affect that also is the travel. So I'm hoping that we're not put on a bus up to Illinois versus when we're supposed to be here in staying in Alabama. Those kind of things. So time will tell.
All right, today you release Alex LaPlante, but you also pick up a couple of players. Talk to us about the transactions that took place today for Birmingham.
Trevor Thurston came back from the East Coast. We had him for 5 games earlier in the year, and he took a call-up, and he's been up in the ECHL since. So in order to activate him back on our roster, we had to make room for him to come in. That is where we placed Alex LaPlante on waivers. We also brought in Tyler Penner, a local guy. I've coached him in the past. He's played in the ECHL for a few years, so very familiar with him. We're still hurting on numbers up front. We still have a couple forwards up, a couple injuries, so adding a veteran player that's smart, I think it's going to give a boost to our lineup.
Okay, as for tonight, Carson Rose has been out of the lineup for weeks now. Do you anticipate him as a game time decision, or is he definitely a go tonight?
He's going. he's going, and that's another huge addition to our up front, especially our offense. It's a huge bonus to add a player of Rosie's caliber to your lineup. Any team would take him. And that's kind of the boost that we need right now, is to have the veteran presence and goal-scoring presence, but he's also going to have the effect in the locker room and on the bench also.
All right, that was first part of the interview with head coach Craig Simchuk, talking about the effects of a postponement as well as the return of a couple of players that were needed. But when I did that interview, Greg, of course, that was well before the game, and we try and place these interviews in between each intermission. There's really not a lot to talk about. I'd love to be in the coach's office with him now and just to ask him a couple of questions. But since you're a coach, I'll ask you, what needs to be handled differently? What do you see taking place that you'd like to see done differently?
I think, Jody, that it all just boils back down to, exactly what we saw. I think that in the first 3.5, 4 minutes, the Bulls did exactly what their game plan was. They got the puck deep. They were physical. They had that intensity for the one-on-one puck battles in Evansville zone, and they got some scoring opportunities. Matthews came out, answered the bell, got the energy going, had a good tilt. And, like I said, for the neutral zone and the offensive zone, I think the Bulls had a very good period. But I don't know what went on in their defensive zone that period, and it's not that they did anything wrong. It's just that in order to win hockey games, you have to battle for every puck like it's the last puck battle you're ever going to have in your life. And if everybody can harbor that philosophy, then that's the type of team that carries off and goes far in the playoffs. But if you just think that you're going to make one play on a puck, and if it doesn't go your way, you're just going to let up, then in my opinion, that's exactly what happened on those goals, is guys just quit and gave up on their assignments.
All right, we'll take a break. 2-0 Evansville at the end of one period of play. Jody Chernesky and Greg Dreveny. Stay with us, everyone.
Yell at a tool? Nobody bats an eye. But talk nicely to your tools, and everyone thinks you're strange. Weird, right? But here's what I know. Great heating techs treat their tools and your equipment with a level of care that borders on talking nicely to it. When you rely on something, you want it to work. And if you want it to work, you treat it as nicely as you can. It's why fall furnace tune-ups are a really smart idea. You're going to rely on that heating system all winter, and you don't want it to fail you when it's freezing cold out. So treat it nicely now, and it'll work when you need it. Problem is, most heating companies in Birmingham don't do the deep cleaning and maintenance you'd assume comes with a tune-up. Just a drive-by inspection, followed by a sales pitch. That bubbified behavior is what I started Excalibur to stand against. So if you want a no-breakdown guaranteed, talk nicely to it tune-up, call
Excalibur Services.com.
This is a shout out to the professional tailgaters, game day grillers, and potluck pros. Whether you bake it, smoke it, stack it, or melt it, there's nothing more important than how you cook up your team spirit while serving it with an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or Coke Life. We may not all agree on the best game day food, but when you serve your meals with a Coke, you know you've got yourself a winner. Enjoy an ice-cold Coca-Cola at the Birmingham Bulls game. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling.
the Bulls hit the ice, let's take a look around the league and see what we got going on tonight. And to start it off, obviously we had Peoria and Huntsville. Their game got canceled last night because of weather. And again, they probably just called off the whole weekend because they're out tonight too, so no game there. But right below them, you had Fayetteville and Knoxville. They played tonight, and Knoxville came ahead 3-2 in overtime. So Knoxville gets 2 points. Fayetteville gets a point after that overtime win by Knoxville, and that locks them both for a third-place tie at 36 points each. The other game, Quad City and Roanoke, is 1-0 for Quad City at the end of 2, and those are the 5 and 6 teams, so another tight battle there. And here we've got Evansville up on Birmingham, 2-0 after the first, and Birmingham is in place 7. Evansville is in place 8, so this is definitely a big game for both of these teams. And earlier today, a little earlier start at the different time zone, but Macon thrashed Pensacola 5-1, and that puts Maconville up to 22 points. Pensacola, they're still down at the bottom in 10th spot with 19, but Evansville is sitting at 26. So Macon trying to make up some ground here, trying to get into that 8th spot, and Evansville trying to leapfrog the Bulls here and make some action on their own. So,
well, Birmingham does have 4 games in hand on Evansville, but I don't really want to wake up in the morning and look at the standings and see Birmingham behind Evansville in 8th place. But we're perilously getting closer to it, trailing 2-0 after 20 minutes of play. Let's see if we can will them through this. Off the draw, Bulls control. Thurston has it. We'll set it up far side for Brierly, who'll send it in deep. Played by Valent. Nobody on him, so he casually clears it up the board and out. Scotty Curtin has it, and he'll send it into the Bull zone. Brierly chips it far side. Kept in by Evansville. Curtin has it down low for Harrogate. Centering pass for Hobbs, tipped away by the Bulls, is batted out of the air, but not out. Harrogate has it. Once again, Evansville controlling the puck in the Bull zone behind the net. Centers a pass. Pinner intercepts for Birmingham. Banks one to Olnick, not out. Finally cleared into center ice by the Bulls. Olnick, he'll send one in a bouncer. Save made by Taylor as Birmingham changes lines. Valent, long pass ahead for Vandermeer Rocker, drops it to Abbott. Abbott has the puck, cuts behind the net. Right out in front, Dorsey was there for Birmingham to block him off the play. Vandermeer Rocker in the corner, tied up by Dorsey. Puck played along the near boards. Abbott picks it up for Evansville. Into the corner, loose. Chipped away by Birmingham, and Wilson has it. He'll skate to center ice. Right in on Taylor. Higgins picks the puck up for Birmingham. Thought about centering it in front, but taken away. Higgins takes it right back. Tried to get it in deep, but it hit Harrogate instead, and Evansville puts it into the Bull zone. Just underway, second period. 2-0 Evansville to score. Taylor plays it around the near boards for Harrogate. He sends it behind his own net. Adams is there along with Kozarev. Adams catches up with the puck first. Kozarev ties him up. Loose puck picked up by the Bulls. A centering pass for Rose. Off the stick of Glover goes errantly to Evansville, and they'll send it right back into the Birmingham zone. Harrogate. Backhand's going. Tipped really by Lodge behind the net. Played by Birmingham's Glover, but not out. Curtin had it, lost it. Evansville will regroup and bring it right back in. There's a bank off the boards into center ice. Birmingham will bring it in. Centers a pass over through the slot for Glover. It gets past him. Kozarev is there for Birmingham, but can't keep it alive, and Gilmore skates out for Evansville. Thurston intercepts. And the loose puck picked up once again by Evansville. They're finding all the loose pucks and seem to be digging it out when they need to. Valent sends one ahead just past Abbott. Gets into the Birmingham zone, and icing is called as back to touch up the Bulls, and a faceoff will come back into the Evansville zone.
Well, and that was a good second effort there by Brierly. When we talk about that's what somebody's got to come up with here, Jody. A little bit of urgency and getting after and making something happen, because if Brierly lets up skating back for that puck, once again, that's another loose puck that Evansville's going to come up with. So back to the Bulls. Even McTavish on that first shift where he came in for the line change, that little looper thrown in on Taylor. McTavish streaming in. He had a chance at the rebound there. The Bulls just got to get more of that.
There's a shot goes wide by Thurston, played along the near boards. Birmingham trying to keep it alive, can't. 2-on-1 the other way. Look out, here comes Vesalainen. Vesalainen passed in front. Lotz with a great save as he leaped across the crease. All right, that's a 3-0 score.
Yep.
Crowd trying to get the Bulls alive into this. Brady Lynn has it. He loses the puck. There's a centering pass for Higgins. Couldn't control it. Higgins with it. Plays it down beneath the net. Pinner sends one right out in front for McTavish, but Taylor wasn't going to be fooled on that. He saw it the whole way and just put the mid on it to cover it up.
Right idea by the Bulls, but you see, Jody, it took that save from Austin Lotz to get everybody, get that little burst of energy that they're looking for. And I'm telling you,
what a save.
That's a huge save right there. And that whole thing came from Thurston, pinched in at the blue line and kept that puck in. But everybody knows, Jody, if you're D, if they hold in and drop down, the forward's got to come back and fill that gap.
Bulls control the draw. Higgins has it. Banks one off the glass, goes far side. Harrigan is there for Evansville, and he lifts one out. Romeo lost it. Loose at center ice, picked up by Romeo. We'll try it again. Curtin has it for Evansville. Gets away from two Bulls. Scotty Curtin passes far side. Curtin in front. Save made by Lotz, and a difficult one at that. That was labeled for the top corner. Birmingham trying to kick it into the zone. They do. Line change as it's played by Taylor. There's a tip pass ahead, and it's picked up by Aiden Wagner. Wagner with the puck. Gets past Matthew, sends it in deep. Now whistle blows. This one's going to be an offside on Evansville as the puck will come outside the blue line with 15:23 to go first period. You know, speaking of Austin Lotz, we had a great chance just a second ago, the pleasure of meeting his grandfather, Jerry, or Papa G, or G-Man as he goes by. Came by to say hello to us, and something really nice happened. His wife, which is, I guess, Austin's mother?
Grandmother.
I'm sorry. Yes, his grandmother. I apologize. Said he sent her, or she sent him over here to blow me a kiss. Been a while since that's happened. Very nice gentleman. I'm glad he came by and had a chance to talk with him, even if it was as briefly as it was. I love it when all the players' families come by and say hello to us. We get to at least make it a family like we know it is. Now Birmingham sends one around the boards, picked up by Hora. Hora just lifts one into center ice, and we'll have to try it again. Matt Clark spins away from Vander Rocker. Can't get it in, though, and the puck is loose at center ice. There's a pass near side for Glover. Takes the shot, blocked by the defense of Evansville. And cleared by Abbott. Far side, Vander Rocker. Takes the shot, save made by Lotz. Couldn't control the rebound. Hobbs picks it up. Vander Rocker where it takes a hit from Kozarev. Now it's loose in the circle. Shot taken, save again by Lotz. They're just peppering him in this period. Hora keeps it alive. Played along the near boards. Gets past Gilmore and out. Evansville will have it far side. A pass for Contessa, tipped away from him, and it'll go to Olnick. Near side for Pinner. Olnick in front, deflected high. He was there, nice pass from Pinner. Olnick couldn't convert, and the puck is sent back into center ice. Thurston plays it in. Puck finds Pinner right in the slot. Nice snapshot, but a better save by Taylor, and we'll have a face-off with 14:08 to go and our first media timeout of the second period.
Well, and that's it, Jody. You see Penner out there making an impact now here in the second period. Just being out there, such a smart player, knows where to be. What a great pass to Ledzianko right in the slot. just couldn't quite get enough to get a stick up under it, direct it up underneath the bar, goes up over the net. But Penner follows up. Bulls do a great job keeping it in. Back to Penner in the slot. Follows up with a good shot on goal. And that's what it takes. And once again, the Bulls starting off strong here in the second period, but follow through on it. And we can't just have one line going and one line making it happen.
You get the feeling that if we're going to turn a corner and this game's going to change, it's going to have to come from within the players on that bench. And I mean from within their heart. They've got to start making things happen when they don't have the puck to get the puck away, like Evansville's been. They've been controlling those loose puck battles, like you were saying.
Well, it's one of those things where, to put it into perspective with Birmingham and in the South period being a football state, Jody, but you talk about the running back, those yards after initial contact, it's the same thing here when you're battling for a puck. You don't just let up and take it down. You got to keep driving through the contact and bring that intensity to get through and pick up that loose puck.
McTavish wins the draw, but it gets past the defense of Jamie Dorsey, and Birmingham will have to try it again. This one goes in deep, played by Matt Dorsey. McTavish had it for a moment, taken away by Vesalainen. Now it's loose, centering pass comes right in front, cleared by Evansville. Gilmore has it. That's the son of NHL and Hall of Famer Doug Gilmore. Now without a stick, Contessa still tried to take the puck into the net. He'll pick his own stick up. Ryan Romeo clear it behind the net. Gilmore picks it up for Evansville. There's a centering pass for Contessa. Knocked out of the air by Lotz and cleared by the Bulls. Wow.
That was a dangerous looping shot there, Jody. Just sheer effort, puck pinballing around. Austin Lotz found a way to pull that one down.
And Glover goes down taking a hit from Wagner. Puck in the Bulls zone, picked up by Evansville. Harrigan takes the shot, blocker saved by Austin Lotz, and it's like a shooting gallery right now on Austin. Kozarev brings in, backhands a pass over Rose. His shot knocked away by McElhaney. And here comes Evansville again. Two men back for Birmingham. Shot or a pass through the slot, picked up by the Bulls, and Kozarev takes it into the zone. Nikita drops it back for Matthews. Easy save made by Taylor, steered into the near boards and cleared by Evansville. Harrigan skating through center ice into the Bulls zone, drops it for Curtin and Greg as Austin Lotz makes the save. That was too easy when Harrigan had the puck, four Bulls around him, and he still was able to break the blue line and bring it into the Bull zone.
Well, and the Bulls in the offensive zone, Jody, are definitely coming in with a better forecheck this period. But yes, in the neutral zone, in their defensive zone, they need to step up that pressure, not give these guys so much time to get situated and get these shots away on Austin Lotz, because they've closed the gap here, and the Bulls still leading the shots 22-19.
Prokopic takes the shot. Another stick for Birmingham disintegrates. That was Penner's. Birmingham will try and clear the Kent. Hobbs keeps it alive. Vandermeer Rocker behind the Bulls net will bring it near boards. Sets it up far side. Played off the boards. Tyler Penner has it. Tried to get it to Ledzianko, taken away. There's Abbott, centers a pass over for Berkopic, just gets past him. Vandermeer Rocker back at the point for Valent. His shot blocked by Penner, and the puck comes down. Birmingham clears. Brierly tips one in. Birmingham changing lines. Vandermeer Rocker will pick it up for Evansville. Clears. They had Abbott streaking. A nice play defensively by Birmingham's McTavish. Or he's gone on a breakaway. Puck bounces right through the slot. Hobbs is there for Evansville, and he'll just clear it off the glass. Now there's a loose puck picked up by Higgins. He walks in front, backhand one just wide. Another opportunity goes wide for Birmingham. Several times tonight that's happened. Puck is tied up along the boards. Higgins is there trying to at least try and control it and keep it in the Evansville zone. They're poking at it. Finally comes free. McTavish fighting for it. Valent is there along with Higgins. And Vandermeer Rocker still battling for the puck.
3-on-3. There we go.
Now Olnick comes in trying to It's like a rugby scrum.
Yep.
Now the fans are booing.
Yep.
And I've never heard that before. There's a shot right in on Taylor. He makes the save. They weren't booing the Bulls. They were booing the tying up of the puck and no action.
Right.
Along the far boards, Abbott spins away from one, sends it in. Romeo will pick it up for Birmingham. Gets past one man and sends one off the boards and out. Cora puts it right back in. It'll come all the way far boards. Jamie Dorsey tries to back it for Rose, taken away from him, Vesalainen. Save made by Lotz off the shot from Vesalainen, and Birmingham's Kozarev skates away. He has Rose and Glover with him. Cross-ice pass for Glover. Tried to backhand one for Rose, couldn't connect. Romeo down low. Plays it for Glover behind the net. Centers a pass. Penner's a shot. Save made by Taylor. Birmingham finally putting some pressure on Glover. Couldn't get it past the defense of Vesalainen, and they'll have to clear and send it right back in. McElhaney plays it far side. Off the stick of Gilmore. Lotz will play it himself. Not for Austin Lotz. This game's 4-5 to nothing, Greg.
I can't agree with you more. Here we go again.
Scotty Curtin brings it right back in. There's a centering pass score. Taken away by Curtin.
Yep.
That was too easy.
In the neutral zone. You talk about those transition turnovers, Jody. And that was it. The Bulls had too many guys going north. And an errant pass. Evansville breaks it up, comes down. They got a 2-on-1. And there's Austin Lotz hung out to dry again. And now 25-21 shots on goal. But Evansville carries a 3-0 lead here with 9:19 left in the second period.
I mean, it just seems like, Greg, and I don't like saying things like this, it just seems like Evansville's outworking us. Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right.
Okay, we'll try it now. 3-0 Evansville's to score. We'll get the call in just a moment. Now Brierley takes the stick high. That was Harrogate. Here's the call.
Brendan Harrogate, the assist, number 91, Scott Curtin. Goal scored at 10:41 of the.
Harrogate gets the goal as the puck is tied up beneath the goal line of Evansville. Off the boards, puck bounces. Birmingham's Olnick is there. It's Weber now. Excuse me, that was Wilson. Wilson sends one in front, gets past everyone, and Harrogate tips it out. Curtin giving chase. Thurston will catch up with it first, though. Spins it back where Bronson Adams takes it and puts it right back in. Weber has it for Birmingham. Poke checked away from him by Wagner. Played behind the goal line. Now Kozarev comes in, tips it, but no one there but Evansville, and they'll have control. And Adams just lifts one into center ice. Back in the Bulls zone, Jamie Dorsey has it. Glover drops it back. They'll send it right back to Drake. Rose has it in the circle. He'll cut through the slot. Takes the shot. That one hit Adams. It's still in his equipment. He finally gets it free, drops it, and it's tied up along the boards. Kick free, and Evansville clears easily out of their own zone. McElhaney sets it up. Far side, Vandermeer Rocker. Drops it back. There's a shot taken by Hobbs. Goes high and wide. McElhaney there. Has it taken away from him by Birmingham. And they just lift one high off the scoreboard. That looked just like a move of desperation, Greg.
Well, it did, and they cleared it out. Puck creams off the scoreboard, and I think we're going to have a...
We're going to have a stoppage because it knocked one of the panels loose.
It did.
You know, in a game like this, Greg, it's not only frustrating, I'm sure, for the coaches. It's not only frustrating for the players. You can see it's getting frustrating for the fans, and I hope it's not coming out in my voice, but I admit I'm getting frustrated.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, where even the opportunities that we do have, because it's not like the Bulls aren't getting scoring chances. It's just that it just seems to be a quarter of a degree off, whereas Evansville, when they get scoring chances, Austin Lotz has to make big saves. And how many times do you say it
true.
that the puck's there for the Bulls, are making good plays, they're getting the puck to the slot, but then the last second just careens off their stick and goes wide. You know what I mean? They're not. If Taylor had to make all the saves for the scoring chances, the Bulls might have 35 shots on net. But we just can't convert on those key ones.
How many shots has Birmingham, and I'll call it even good scoring chances, how many shots do you think that were good scoring chances that never made it on goal for Birmingham?
I would say at least 8. Just that they get deflected, they get wide, they get whatever. But one of those things that the Bulls are doing what they need to do, but it's just that when it gets sloppy, Evansville capitalizes, and that's really the bottom line.
Birmingham has had a lot of trouble tonight in the defensive zone and trying that transition game, and in the neutral zone, they just cannot gain control of the puck. And when they have it in the offensive zone, they're struggling to keep it alive.
Well, anytime there's a transition turnover, Jody, you notice when Evansville comes down on a Bulls defender, they're attacking with speed. They're going wide, and then they're cutting back into the middle. And that's just something that the Bulls can't seem to get going, generating their own offense coming across the blue line.
Well, you need to find an answer, and you need to find it quick as Ledziango chips it through center ice. And just that quickly, Gilmore transitions it back into the Bull zone. Clark takes a hit from Contessa. Takes the puck back away from Derek. Now he loses it. Brady Lynn has it. Clark pokes it away from him. Keep away in the Birmingham zone. Valent gets one up high on Ledzianko. He tried to draw a call. I don't think that was necessary. Back into the Birmingham zone. Gilmore has it. Slap shot save made by Lotz. And he'll hold on. If there's any positive I can give Birmingham right now, Greg, is Austin Lotz, and that's kind of like a broken record. He's the only constant I see right now that I could hang my hat on.
Well, I'll give a couple other ones in there that are giving good efforts. I mean, Brierly, he's always solid in there. I think Rose is having a good game. You know, Higgins making it happen. But it's like everybody has to have that get up and go, not just 3/4 of the team.
Now Brierly takes it, tips it past everyone. Bronson Adams intercepts for Evansville. Now through center ice, that pass for McTavish. Tipped away from him. Wilson just tried to send it in, and he couldn't get it past Scotty Curtin. Puck escapes the Evansville zone. Birmingham will send it back in. Played by Taylor. McTavish going in forechecking. Wagner picks the loose puck up. McTavish takes it away. As McTavish tried to set it for Thurston. Here's a backhand one in front. Finds the stick of Wagner. And Adams takes it for Evansville. Played through center ice. Wilson couldn't get it in. Aiden Wagner for Evansville. Drops it back for Adams. Under 6 minutes to go, second period. Bulls trailing 3-0. Now this one goes the length of the ice. This will be icing as Brierly touches up. And we'll bring that puck back into the Evansville zone.
Well, Evansville, they can do that. They can afford to do that right now, Jody, because they don't have to accomplish anything else.
Well, do you think they're content on just playing keep it out of our zone now? I mean, we're so early. We still have 5-6 minutes to go in the second period. Surely they're not sitting back playing defense now.
Well, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if they have an opportunity where they don't have any plays to make, they're not trying to force anything, they'd rather just ice it.
There's a shot from the point, never made it through. Wagner has it now for Evansville. Played off the boards, Birmingham has it. Adams ahead for Matt Dorsey. He loses it as Drake Glover for Birmingham has it. The pass near side for Penner. Adams on him. Behind the net, played by Birmingham for Romeo. Just inside the blue line, Romeo keeps it alive. He slides it across. Played down low, Penner behind the net. Birmingham has it. Pass out for Dorsey, gets past him, and he has no choice but to put it back in on an intentional offside. Or
now watch out, Hobbs.
Now Hobbs right off the bench looking for a pass. Penner knocked it down. Ledzianko has it now for Birmingham. Slides a soft one down low. Olnick's there. Ledzianko picks it up. Matthews deflected it in front by Olnick, goes wide. Ledzianko played behind the net. Matthews has to pinch in from the point to try and keep it alive. Adams banks one off the boards for Hobbs, and Evansville clears. And Taylor out of his net. He'll just clear it himself off the glass, but not out. Higgins keeps it alive. Far boards, Birmingham has it. McTavish in the circle. Drops it off. Now Birmingham's Clark. Spins away from one. Through the slot now. Clark sends it near side. Blocked by Hobbs off the Wilson shot. Higgins picks it up for Birmingham. Back at the point for Clark. Sends one in. Gloved by Taylor. And he'll hold on. Taylor saw it the whole way, Greg. So good shift by Birmingham that time. They kept the puck alive and offensively in the Evansville zone. But once again, Taylor comes up big.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, where you talk about those key players who aren't in the lineup, and I know Corson Green is one of those guys that we really like.
Yeah, we like him a lot.
Whether he's on defense, and I know a couple times there, Coach Simchuk and Coach Kerr, when they're short on forwards up front, Green's one of those guys that can transition up. He can play both up front and up back. And I'm telling you, the one game that I saw him up on forward, I really liked him because he's such a smooth skater and has a long stride. He can cover a lot of ice in a short time span. And he's good on the forecheck. And right now, it's just like, the best guy I'm noticing out there when it comes to that is obviously one is Carson Rose, but the other guy is Brierly. Yeah. But Brierly's a defenseman playing defense. You know what I mean?
Green is out of the lineup tonight along with Hayden Ford. I was told there was an illness situation as the reason he was a scratch, so it's not a healthy scratch. He would be in the lineup otherwise. Face off in the Evansville zone. McTavish and Hobbs on the draw. Birmingham has it. Brierly had nowhere to shoot, so he sends it into the corner. Abbott backhands one in Evansville. Transitions out. Berkopic, far side for Vandermeer Rocker. Hobbs takes a shot. Skate save made by Lotz. Again, saving the day for Birmingham for the moment. Higgins takes a hit from Lynn. Sends one in. McElhaney catches up with it first. He's hit by McTavish. Lynn turns and spins and gets it out. Look out, could be a 2-on-1. Gilmore has it. In front for Vesalainen. Puck loose. Net knocked off the moorings as Evansville brings it into the zone. They had a good scoring chance. Crashing into the net was Carson Rose, so we'll blow it dead and have a face-off.
And I'm just looking, I'm trying to figure out shot-wise. The shots that Evansville are getting, Jody, they are A1 scoring opportunities.
No doubt.
And I'm sitting here like 20, both are still ahead, 27-25 in the shot department, but Austin Lotz has definitely shot difficulty. He's been facing 9 out of 10s out there, and Taylor just seems to be about 6.5.
It just seems like Birmingham is having to work so hard just to get a smidgen of a scoring opportunity or possession of the puck where it's just right into Evansville's doorstep. There's Rose with a shot, goes wide. Far boards in this, or at least that far circle. Another one wide. Glover picks the loose puck up. Drops it for Romeo. Tied up along the near boards and cleared by the Thunderbolts. Vesalainen gives it up far side. There's Lynn with a shot. Bounce one off the boards, and smartly Lotz just covers it up. And we'll try it again in the bull zone to his left.
Oh, I like that play by Dorsey there, Jody, stepping up at the blue line, making Evansville pay the price and not just backing up and giving them our zone. Because that's where you want to cut off their attack, is up there at the blue line. Because you can see if they can enter the zone with speed, they've got guys driving in all 3 lanes to the net, and they're really making it difficult on Austin Lotz tonight.
Matt Dorsey on the draw for Evansville. Looks like Penner's going to have to go in. Del Gianco was tossed. Off the draw, shot blocked in front, actually knocked down by his own teammate, Dorsey. Curtin, tied up by Clark, gets it to Harrogate. Harrogate behind the net for Matt Dorsey. Walks around the far boards. Loose puck picked up by Olnick, and he clears into center ice. Vollant with the puck. Cross ice pass trying to hook up with Harrogate, gets past him, and as Clark touches up, with 1:55 to go in the second period, a faceoff will come back on the icing call.
Who would you like to see, Jody? Looking at the line combinations right now.
I'm not, I was going to ask you, of the players that Birmingham, up front, not defensively, which have been more noticeable?
Well, you've seen Penner a lot.
Yep.
McTavish has had some plays.
The usual suspects.
Yep.
As the puck is loose, McTavish has a whack at it. Couldn't get it past all the bodies in front, and Curtin just sends one far side into the Bull zone past Wilson. He's calling for a stick as another Birmingham Bull stick breaks. Brendan Harrogate with the puck. Remember, Wilson's no stick, playing defense. There's a puck out in front. Hobbs with a backhander save made. Rebound was loose. Wilson almost put his hand on top of that puck, and that's a penalty if he does. Evansville keeps it alive. There's a shot, Vandermeer Rocker. Lots again the save. Hobbs and McTavish going in. Puck loose in the corner. McTavish tries to get it out as well as Higgins. They can't do it. Hobbs backhands a pass near side. Hora. Slap shot off the skate of Wilson, who's still playing without a stick. Under a minute to go. This period can't get over fast enough for Birmingham. As they send it in the Evansville zone, Anthony Hora picks it up. Vandermeer Rocker slides it across for Hobbs. Behind the net, that's Gilmore. He'll play it near boards. Holds onto the puck. Taken down. Birmingham will clear Romeo. With 30 seconds left in the period. Birmingham bringing it in to the Evansville zone. There's a drop pass back for Glover. Couldn't get the shot off as the puck bounced off his stick. And look out, 2-on-1 the other way. Here we go. Gilmore has Lynn in front. Gilmore with a shot steered aside by Austin Lotz, and that hits the netting and out of play. And just like that, a puck in the offensive zone turns into a 2-on-1 the other way.
Well, and it was a long 2-on-1, Jody. That was a 2-on-1 almost from Evansville blue line in. But you can see even on that last series of plays down there, how Harrigan just came in like a bull in a China shop, ripped down there, drove through the Bulls deep, picked up the puck, carries it around the net, and just looking for guys screaming in on the back door. And that's, the Bulls has got to do something to slow that guy down.
The Bulls have to do something to get themselves back in this game. 12 seconds to go in the second period. They need to regroup and somehow find a way. There's a shot taken. Lotz with the save again. With 5 seconds left in the period, puck loose along the far boards. Glover gets it away from Curtin, who's fighting for it. There's a pass for Harrogate, who gets the shot off. Hits the side of the net. And I feel like it's a good thing that this period's over with, Greg, as we're only trailing by 3. I know that sounds crazy for me to say, but we're lucky it's not double that.
Wow. It is, and this will be a well-deserved 18-minute rest here in between periods for Austin Lotz, Jody. But, Austin Lotz going to get in that dressing room, and I guarantee he's going to pull all the boys in and be like, fellas, come on, we got to find another gear here. And that's the thing about it. It's not everybody. I'm seeing a lot of the Bulls doing a lot of good things, but hockey's a team sport. And you can't have 4 out of 5 guys on every line going because that one guy who just gets lost or is in a blown coverage situation, or if they're playing man-on-man defense and one guy's just caught in the middle of the ice standing around looking at everybody, that always leaves somebody wide open. And unfortunately for Austin Lotz, it's always that one guy who's left all alone that's getting that puck and getting those shots on net. So hats off to Austin Lotz right now. I know, you're talking about, we talked about Taylor earlier with his goals against and his save percentage, right? And looking at this game right now with Evansville having 30 shots, 3 goals, and that's a .900 save percentage. And by any standards of goaltending in any league,
That's excellent.
that's excellent.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be. So, Austin Lotz right now is pulling his weight. If we had every guy on the Bulls team putting in the effort that Austin Lotz has, we wouldn't be in this situation, period.
Well, last week, Birmingham had a lead against Peoria going into the third period, and Peoria scored 4 times to take the win. So it's possible for us to do that, but it's exactly what we're going to need to do. It's not easy to do, especially when we seemingly just cannot get control. The way the roster is constructed from Evansville and the way the Birmingham roster is constructed, and they're playing a great game against Birmingham. It's not that we're not trying to do everything in the world we can to win this game, but things are just lining up, at least for the first 40 minutes, for Evansville and for Birmingham. Like you said, Austin Lotz, and I said it as well, you got to hang your hat on him and just hope that things turn around in the last 20 minutes.
Well, it's one of those things too, Jody, that when you look at it, when things aren't quite going your way, you're just not getting the bounces, and a lot of times you try and do something individually to try and change something else, but sometimes by doing that, you create more confusion than you do. If you can see Evansville, when they come across, their guys are spread out. You know what I mean? The 2 guys battle for a puck, and then that third guy comes down low, but they're filling all 3 lanes. And how many times do we see the Bulls down there? They enter the zone, but they've got all their guys battling for that puck possession, and then when they do get control of the puck, they look, and all they see is Evansville guys covering the open Bulls players. They don't really have anywhere to go with it. So, one of those things where it boils down to man on man. When you're winning the one-on-one battles, man on man, that allows everybody else just to focus on their job instead of trying to cover up for somebody else. But by covering up for somebody else, you're really leaving a deficiency where you just work.
All right, we'll take a break. Score at the end of 2 periods of play. Birmingham trailing Evansville 3-0. Jody Cherneski along with Greg Drevity. Stay with us, everyone. Birmingham Bulls hockey. We'll be right back. Jody Trudetsky, Greg Dreveny back at the Pelham Civic Complex. We're a minute and a half away from the third period starting up. Birmingham comes into this game trailing by a score of 3-0. I had a chance to stop by the Evansville announcer's booth, and I just point blank asked him, is this the best game you guys have played all year? And he said, by far. But he said, but we had a 3-goal lead against Peoria a couple of weeks ago, and they scored 8 out of the last 9. So it is possible. Things are going to have to change for Birmingham. We're going to have to get a few breaks on top of that. But it is possible, and I'm going to be positive